Okay, so I've been offline for a few days. I wasn't feeling very well. And what I do is I know when to quit. So I say what I got to say and I'm offline. And then I have some more things to say. I come back online. But, anyways, it's been interesting going through this box of writings from years and years and years ago. It's things that remind me of what I need to remember now in this day. And because the persecution is 10 times. Like when I was born again, I wanted to do different things. I wanted to go work with the disabled, which I did. My family wanted me to stay in investments and, be an administrator in an investment company. And I was, it's different when you become a new creation, you know. There was some persecution back then, let's just say that. Or tapping out. So, anyways, I tried to record this, but what happened was they cut it off. So they probably already stolen it. Who knows? These guys are funny. Boxes. You see that? That returned to me. Yeah, so I'm gonna put my box back, all my writings, files. 3 boxes. I'll send these to. I sent that to my friend in high school. A bunch of poems. Here's evidence of someone sat out inside my door and smoked and put them in a Pepsi can. So I keep all my evidence, right? Gang stalkers. But anyways, I found this word from the early 2000s. Right. I thought maybe it could help you guys because it sure helped me. I used to get words from God all the time, write them down. It's so many. 40 boxes are, well, there's still 40 boxes missing. So I don't know if they're reading them. It goes into their mind and then they pull them up. It's kind of crap they do. We have their government patented technology. Anyways, so a word from early, how many years was this? 25 years ago? 25 years ago. I look ahead to the truths I am not yet manifested in, the person I have not yet the measure of wisdom, knowledge, faith, and love yet to become. I cried out to God, how long, Lord, how long before I am changed? He said to me, why do you mourn the things that lie ahead of you? The things I have prepared for you. Look behind you and rejoice in what no longer is. The hardness of heart, the despair. Look behind you and see the valleys that no longer feel your footsteps, the shadows that no longer hold you, paralyzed, the shadows where you were under my wings. It is in these shadows where you cried out for understanding, for grace, for pureness of heart, for restoration. The darkness served to show you your heart and what still remains unrefined. In this darkness, you realized your own powerlessness to change. Your obedience was found in your response. You cried out to me, you sought me, you knocked on my door, you asked me questions your darkness posed. My writing. All right. I waited. I taught you pride by allowing you to experience shame. I opened your eyes to observe firsthand how it operates and the destructiveness thereof. In my grace, I taught you. In the darkest hour, when you could no longer stand in your own justification and works, I let you fall. In that hour, I caught you. In my arms, I taught you grace. I showed you grace. You are my daughter of toil, of magnified shame. My daughter who spent her heart and mind on attempting to appear good and right. My daughter, caught in the cycle of sin and turmoil, spending her energy making garments of deeds and works to clothe her shame. My daughter who sat in the richness of my home, still clothed in her orphan wear. I did not condemn you, I waited. In the valley of the shadow of death, you fell to your knees and entered into my rest. In your slumber, you were awakened. I taught you humility and forgiveness. I taught you kindness and patience. I express my love in which these fruits flow from. Do not look to the future as a measuring stick as to how much further you need to go. Abide in me. Know the places. Know the places I have led you out of, and trust that I know the places I will lead you into. Your fear lies in your awareness that you cannot become who I am calling you to be on your own. If you view the future overwhelmed with who you believe you must become, you will experience toil. When you look to the future and see the possibility of failure, you will mourn. It is foolish to believe something has died when it has not yet been given life. Your vision is found in me. I do what I say. Your future is in me. It will come to pass through me. Many voices have reached your ears. They have come from the mouths of those who perceive you outside of my perception of you. They have told you what you should be doing, the manner and time in which you should do it. This has been part of your battle, their fears, their judgments, their timelines. Even in their silence, you have suffered bondage. Simply knowing their standards of what is the right way has been enough to control who you show them you are. You have allowed their system of self-righteousness to be your judge. You allowed this. I have come to bring a sword between you and your family members. I have come to cut away the ideals of others that you have attempted to live up to. You will never be free by learning how to please and appease everyone else's internal judicial system. You sought to please me in order to relieve your guilt for not living up to the expectations of others and of yourself. You've sought relief from your shame through conformity. There was no relief, only a vicious cycle, for soon after you put on their garments of righteousness, and there was always something more that they thought you should be doing, someone else they thought you should be living as. This is not unique. Those who live in condemnation, those who live without freedom, do not know how to extend it to others. I have allowed those to rise up against you in judgment in order that you might see your own judgments towards others. It has been through this experience I have taught you forgiveness. You thought you had forgiven. You told this to yourself and to me, but the evidence was in your eyes. When you looked upon those you believed you had forgiven, you still saw and related to them in the light of their flaws and transgressions. You were never free to truly love them, for you beheld their sins. There we go. Amen. You still sat in judgment, gazing upon them according to the law. In return, you continued to see yourself according to that same law. You sentenced them guilty, and in return felt guilty yourself. But I have clothed you in my righteousness. You have purchased from me eye salve. I am giving you the eyes to see yourself and others free from the knowledge of good and evil. I am healing your eyes with my grace. You have just come out of the battle between law and grace. It is a dark valley. I was there all along. I didn't save you from the fire. I asked you to stand in it. I let you experience condemnation and shame in order to magnify your pride and self-righteousness. I have allowed judgments to come against you to magnify your own. I hand you over to your oppressors, to the negative words of others, in order that you would choose to stand apart, no longer depending on others for approval. You were still dependent on the approval of others to make you feel loved and accepted. This was the river in which you drank from. I turned the waters bitter. I showed you that if you were continually dependent on their affirmation, you were also going to be in bondage spiritually and emotionally to their judgments. I am the river in which you shall drink from. I am the one who affirms you. In me, there is no longer any condemnation. I judge you according to my grace, not the law. I judge you according to our relationship. You are my precious daughter. You are learning who you will serve and have chosen wisely. Rest now, my child. You are in my will. You are where you are supposed to be. I have delivered you from from your ungodly attachments by telling you the truth. Although you have suffered, you have reached out and embraced the next glory. There is more to come. Rest in me. I have shown you that I know what I am doing. My purpose has been to show you and impart to you my love. My perfect love casts out fear. The more you grow in my love, the less you will experience moments entertaining thoughts of condemnation. Do not fear the appearance of your journey. I am the narrow way. I'll bring you through experiences that do not appear neat and tidy. Continue in humility and do not hide the reality within your heart. You have heard it spoken that it gets hard before it gets easy. You know this to be true because it happened to you. You've suffered the labor pains of entering into my reality like a child. The labor pains is a process of humbling yourself before entering in. You are a babe in my arms. Continue in my rest. I have shown you your precious fragility. This is a stage of your life in which I have ordained. Accept this. Rest in my arms. Do not become yoked again with the approval of others. Rest in me. I approve. Yeah. That was like a few decades ago. And then he's like, now let me take you through the valley of the shadow of death. We're going to put you on the deep web. You're going to prophesy to America. And then you're going to really need those words. And yeah, God used to speak to me every day. I have conversations with God. He even showed me one time. We had such a close relationship. It's hard when you're in the battle of persecution, and there's so much, witchcraft coming your way. You got smear campaigns coming in your way. You got everything coming your way, and it's hard to hear the voice of God. Sometimes you just got to sit and listen and be still. Go into your secret closet where you don't know what you're praying, and just let your spirit pray. So they can't monitor your prayers, right? Audit your prayers. Anyways, so I'm finding out a lot of stuff. But yeah, I have ADHD, so I went to we were so close. Like I would say, hey, where's my car keys? Or not my car, I don't drive. Where's my keys? And he'd tell me exactly where they were. And I was in a store shopping, and I always had a hard time finding things. And I said, where's the salsa? And he said, it's in aisle 5. And no, you can literally have this kind of relationship with God. So I walked down the aisle, and there was a salsa. And yeah, that's how your faith grows, right? Like faith without works is dead, they say, right? It doesn't mean that you have to go out there and do good or it dies, right? Because you can do good out of your ego, which is wood, hay, and stubble, or you could do good out of the cups of love he gives you, which is pure gold, right? That's your treasure, right? That's eternal. And so anyways, and it will all be tested in the end, what your motives were for why you did. There's lots of philanthropists out there that do it for the wrong reasons, right? So anyways, it's just good to read back on my relationship with God because, man, they put me through such hell for 17 years, And everywhere I went, I'm just like, what do you want me to say, God? What do you want me to do? And it was warning America. And no, I did not take no money, and it'll always be the same story. But it's on a chessboard, even my identity. And you'll find out. I hand all judgment over to God. Whoever they've been copycatting me for 17 years. So whoever the newest copycat is, good luck. Good luck to you. I don't judge you either. No, there's some brokenness, or you're not happy with who you are in your own story. It's sad, But if you do find God, you'll never want to be nobody else but you, no matter what goes on in your life, right? No matter what. So that was my journey from coming out of the religious system. Yeah. I used to hammer people over the Bible and drive my cousins crazy. You're going to eternal hell and I can't live without you guys for all eternity. And I was trying to live by a system I was trying to be righteous through the law, right? And then I was feeling so condemned if I couldn't follow those 10 commandments. And it's love that, I mean, I've been walking this walk for pretty much 30 years, and then 1997 was called,
And that's when I was given the gift of songwriting and stuff, and many other gifts of healing. And then I was born again in 2001, and then my spiritual life took off like you wouldn't believe. And then much is given. Like when you've been given so much spiritually, you're spiritually rich. Much is expected, and I didn't expect that it would be this much, right? But at the end of the Beatitudes, after you're purified and you can see God for who He is, and you're a peacemaker, then there's a persecution. So I'm really not a part of the Bless Me Club. Like, no, God expects, God just wants the best for you. Well, sometimes you have to put on your army boots and fight child traffickers and every other evil out there, and you do what you're called to do, and yeah, you might get killed for it, but if that's what it is, I mean, that's what it is. We all die. But anyways, Kristin Lee Hagen out.
Busted out that on
unless you Kristin Lee Hagen out of here for the night. Have a good night, you guys.